Hello there guys, how's it going? I hope you're all having a good day so far. Yeah, I noticed that I've got two new people to the community to welcome today. First of all, Monty. Obviously you've been on the VODs a couple of times before now. It's nice to actually see you here during a stream. Hope you enjoy your time here, and glad it all worked out for you timing-wise today. And I do see that you've got a subscriber badge on there. I don't think I ever got a notification for that, but thank you very much. That is really, really appreciated. And Vulcan as well. Thank you for coming over from Frankie's community, and thank you for being follower number 200. I think I literally announced last stream that I'm planning on doing a 200 follower special stream next month. So that is all thanks to you. So yeah, give yourself a pat on the back. That's really appreciated as well. Thank you both for being here. Hope everyone who is here right now has been having a wonderful day. Today on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I have two main objectives. Number one is to make my way through the Faron region towards Eventide Island, because I would like to do that on stream. And then I'll be heading to the Lost Woods to finally pick up the Master Sword, because I think by the time I've got to Eventide and done Eventide, I should have enough shrines done. I should have enough hearts for that. Thank you for the congratulations, Sam. Yeah, so I will apologise for being late. I found out, like last Friday, that we were having visitors at work from the Denmark office. And that means that I've been in the office every day, rather than just the couple of days I usually do. And we've been doing dinner and stuff after work, so I've been out for a curry. I'm very full of food. I'm a bit bloated. I've had a few drinks. I'll make do. Hopefully it won't impact my gameplay too much. So yeah, if I do anything stupid in the game today, it's the IBS and the alcohol's fault, not my own fault. That's my excuse. Right, I think I left Vodka. Yeah, there she is. I left her up here this last time. I think I tried to get to the shrine that Cass is playing music about, and I think I couldn't do it. I think I needed a dragon scale, which I do not have. And I probably don't have time to get one. As I said from the beginning, this is a very, very rushed, very story-focused playthrough. I do have Tears of the Kingdom to fit in this year as well, so, you know, can't be spending too long in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, kept missing them. Primed at the beginning of the month, shortly after YouTube decided to show me. Oh, nice, thank you. That's really, really appreciated. And yeah, I'm glad you've finally been able to make one. It's nice to see you here. And also, yeah, thank you to YouTube for randomly showing me to you. Sometimes the algorithm does wonderful things. Right, well the tower is right there, so I may as well get it while I'm here. Just gotta remember how to get up there. Yeah, I think if I go further along this way, there'll be an easier way up. I suppose, though, thinking about it, seeing as Vulcan was follower number 200 and he came from Frankie's community, I'm pretty sure most of my regulars know Frankie anyway, but obviously there's a few new people in, so I'll give her a shout out. She's a really, really fun streamer. Very, very energetic. Likes to yap a lot. Sometimes I feel like she yaps more than she plays the game, but that's what we love about her. Right, Vodka, you stay there. And I will make my way up to the tower. You have so many streams open right now. Me, Frankie, a post streamer, and both UCBL matches. I do not know how you cope with that many streams open. If I have more than 2 open, my brain just completely... Okay. Okay, you need to die. But yeah, if I have more than like 2 streams open at a time, my brain just completely overloads and I just can't handle it. Hold on. Is there another one? I thought I could hear another Wizrobe, but I don't see one. Okay, that will help with the tower. Very nice. Rip Boomerang. Yeah, I don't tend to use them for the actual boomeranginess of them, so I'm quite happy to just waste them on status. Was desperate for Hyrule Warriors Adventure Mode gameplay, and whilst you grinded the Great Sea Map, and mine popped up after unclicking on 2 others you didn't like. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, there's Hyrule Warriors is one of those games where you'd feel like there would be more people playing it, because obviously Zelda is really big at the moment. But I think because it was just before Breath of the Wild, it doesn't really get that much attention. But I absolutely adored that game when it came out. I fell in love with it right away. And so yeah, streaming it was just a lot of fun. And it will continue to be so because it's a big game. It is a very, very big game. So you happen to be 430 hours into a Breath of the Wild game you started in 2017 and haven't beaten it yet. That is some real dedication. That is a lot of hours. Are you going for 100%, like all the Koroks and stuff? Yeah, nice. Yeah, I did that myself back in 2021. And yeah, it was it was a lot of work. It took me a long while. I certainly won't be going for it on this playthrough. Really wish you knew where your Switch was. Oh, I hope you find it. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have my Switch. You never beat all of the shrines. I didn't find doing all the shrines too bad. Aside from how many combat ones there were, I found them a lot of fun. I am not going to make that. So, I think the smart thing to do here would be... I've got 3 Rivali's Gales. So you defo packed it when you last moved, but you've not been able to find it for years. Oh, that's a real shame. Yeah, I'd be very upset if I lost mine. It probably has been, well, between it and the Switch 2, it has definitely been my most played console of the last, probably the last decade, I would say. Tried for like 60 to 100 hours of attempts to beat the 3rd Master Sword Trials and gave up. Yeah, that one is... it's a doozy, that one. It is, it's got some teeth. It can be quite tricky to get through. I think when I did it for the first time on my first file, it took me a while. I lost count of how many attempts. I think when I streamed it, I think I did it in 1 attempt, but I'd already done it a few times before then, so I kind of knew what I was doing. Kind of didn't mind, and then Pokemon Champions came out. Yeah, that's the big thing at the moment, isn't it? Champions, all the competitive games and stuff. I used to really, really be into competitive Pokemon, but since the Switch era began, I haven't really. Me and Pokemon have fallen out a few times at this point. Okay, so I'm thinking quick stop at the stable, do the shrine there, ride to Lurelin village without any distractions, do the shrine there, and then cross the ocean. And that'll be a good game plan. For this playthrough, I really am having to fight the urge to just wander off and do stuff. I have to keep reminding myself, like, hey, this is meant to be a short playthrough. You shouldn't take too long with it. But I have been doing stuff between streams to scratch that itch a bit. Oh, I do love the Faron region. It is really pretty. I do like how Breath of the Wild and Echoes of Wisdom have reinterpreted it as a jungle rather than just a forest. Really adds a lot of life to the place. Start busting out the speedrun text. You can take all the details I want. I wish I could. I have tried. I have tried many times. I just, I lack the skill. Used to play online competitions from Gen 6 to 8, but got frustrated by all the OP legendaries. Yeah, it was kind of the same way for me. Gen 7 was where I was really into competitive, because I really liked the Z moves. And some of the crazy stuff you could do with the status Z moves. But then, yeah, once we got to Sword and Shield, I just kind of fell off. Right, I know there's a shrine around here, but I can't remember where it is. I want to say it might be up on the cliff. Recently you've been appreciating them more once you started understanding the nuance. Yeah, I think what I liked about the more restricted formats was when anything could go, the boring powerful stuff came in, where it's just powerful out of the box. You don't really have to do anything special. You just pick legendary, use signature move, win. But with the more restricted formats, a lot of weirder stuff shines, and there's a lot of crazy interesting stuff that you can do. And I find that sort of thing fun. Yeah, that was also a problem. I mean, version exclusivity has always been something I've been against. I stand by that Pokemon and 2 versions is purely a money thing. There's no real benefit to it. Yeah, I genuinely don't remember where the shrine is. I think I remember where the Tears of the Kingdom shrine is. But this is not Tears of the Kingdom. You stopped playing your Switch 1 as much the December before the Switch 2 came out, because games weren't running good. She got a Steam Deck. I want to get a Steam Deck as well. They look really cool. Only to get a Switch 2 8 months later that fulfills the purpose almost as much. I mean, they do... Obviously, they are very similar machines. But you can play stuff on this Steam Deck that you can't on the Switch, and the Switch is obviously a bit less hefty. So they both have their pros and their cons. When you say restricted format, you're referring to the rule sets that allow 1 or 2 restricted legendaries. Oh, okay, right, yeah, no, I see what you mean, yeah. You want to get a Switch 2 soon, but you're waiting to see if you land this new job. I really, really hope you get it. It's always nice to be working and actually able to afford the things that you want. Right, does anyone know where this shrine is? Because usually the stable shrines are out in the open because they're meant to be useful fast travel. But I do not see this one at all. Use the Sheikah sensor. No. No, I refuse. Using the sensor is admitting defeat. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. There we go. I do kind of need this shrine, though. Just in terms of how many spirit orbs I have. So I can't give up on it. I need to find it. Oh, god damn it. Okay, this isn't helping. It's not helping at all, actually. Did God just sneeze? Yes, I think he did. See, the problem now is that it started raining. And it's going to be raining for a while. Is it underground? I don't think so. Because like I said, it's a shrine for a stable, so it's supposed to be fast travel. And there's no ascend in this game, so if it's underground, it would not be very useful at all. I think it's up on these cliffs. Plus, there's not really many caves in Breath of the Wild compared to Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, that was a save. Yeah, it stopped raining. Resting at the stable probably would have been a good idea. Unfortunately, I didn't think of that until too late. Hey, Ben, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Hope you are having a good day so far. Welcome to Ben is struggling to find what should be a really easy shrine. Audio only till you get home, that's fine. Enjoy your drive home. Oh, and Blunter as well. Hey, Blunter. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? You both came in at basically the same time. It's almost like you planned it that way. Oh, see, the problem with the sensor is that it doesn't indicate height very well. And I'm now at the point where it's telling me to jump off a cliff. And if it turns out I'm wrong to do that, I have to climb back up again. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I see it, I see it, I see it, I see it, I see it. Meant to do that. That was definitely intentional. Definitely planned it, and definitely wasn't just coincidental. See, I knew. I know you guys. If the Sheikah sensor told me to jump off a bridge, would I do it? No. No, I probably would not. Oh, God, it's this one. Oh, no. I remember really, really having trouble with this one. Which one? It is the one with the scales that you have to use stasis on. But then there's a really awkward puzzle in the second half. You wanted to beat Breath of the Wild before you play Age of Calamity or Tears of the Kingdom, but that has yet to happen. I mean, as long as you're enjoying Breath of the Wild, you know, there's no need to rush. Those games will still be around. You can get to them whenever you're ready for them. I mean, I'd definitely recommend Tears of the Kingdom. Fantastic, if slightly divisive game. Age of Calamity... Ooh, excuse me. Age of Calamity, I'm a bit less positive towards. Me and that... Right. Can you get out of my inventory? Yeah, me and that game have had some fallings out. Why can I not open this chest? What the... What the fuck? Right, you get out of here. There we go. Apparently the sword was stopping me from opening the chest. Not you trying to make it through tears before I get to streaming it. You've got a little while yet. You got some time. Okay, here is the awkward puzzle. Hold on. I think I may have an idea, actually. If I grab this... That sword and chest have problems. They really do, yeah. Heard the story is disappointing, but the gameplay looks fun. Yeah, that sums it up pretty well, I would say. I think gameplay-wise, of the three Hyrule Warriors, it is my least favourite. The original's obviously pretty unique, and then I think Imprisonment does what Calamity does a lot better. And Definitive Edition is a lot better at the fan service, Imprisonment is a lot better at the story. But it is still a fun game, if you can get past the story. I cannot, because I really, really bought into what the marketing was selling. And I felt very misled. Breaking your Joy-Con 2 and having to wait like a week and a half to fix it didn't help. Yeah, you gotta be more careful with your Joy-Cons, Ben. Can't be breaking them all the time. That was a hard puzzle. Hey, on my first stream series, I was stuck on that for a good while. And I think the reason why I was stuck on it for a while is... it was what we in the industry, in the gaming industry, call an ID10T error. And I shall not elaborate on what that means. If you're not an ID10T, you can figure it out. Right, Zelda's got something to say about the stable.
Here at Lakeside Stable, the jungle is dense, and much of the land remains undeveloped. I'm confident that there are many new discoveries to be made in such a place. There are even rumors of an unidentified creature of some sort. But I hear the harsh weather conditions are such a deterrent that even researchers keen to learn more hesitate to travel here.
That's another one that hints towards Tears of the Kingdom. I really enjoy the ones that do that. They kind of bind the games together a bit more. Because as you'll see when I get to Tears of the Kingdom, for a game that reuses the same map as Breath of the Wild, there is a surprising amount of disconnect between the two games. Right, I need to get my drink out. Oh, shit. Right, scale. I need a scale. Jesus Christ, stop electrocuting me, you fucking bum. Okay, where did that go? Is that similar to a pebcac error? I do not know what a pebcac error is, but I'm going to say yes. Rivali interrupting Zelda. You know, I didn't even notice that. I think I've heard Rivali so many times that he kind of just blurs into the background for me. Almost died because of the water. I wouldn't even say it was the water that was the problem, it's just the bloody dragon. I didn't realise he flew so close to the bridge. Hey, Hedward. I'm just passing through, no time to play today. Come on then, Vodka. Let's get to Lurelin. So do you know what really sucks about going out for a free, paid-for by work dinner and eating a lot of food and drinking a lot of alcohol? What really sucks about it, and this is a real troublesome part of my life, I really want you guys to feel sorry for me. I can't emphasize how much of a tragedy it is that I got free food and drink. Is that I'm really dehydrated. And it is really hard to talk clearly today. Not eating enough cheesecake. Yeah, they didn't have any cheesecake, that is true. I do bloody love a cheesecake. They are amazing things. Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword with the alcohol though, because like I feel looser and more relaxed than I otherwise would be, which does kind of make streaming easier. Not that I really find it that hard these days anyway. But then I can't really say much for very long without needing a drink. Okay, welcome to Lurelin Village. While I'm here, Zelda has a few things to say to us.
The cove here in Lurelin Village is so lively with its many boats. Even before anyone recognized who I was treated with hospitality and warmth. The villagers served me a dish with an exquisite, vibrantly colored fish. You cannot find such a fish anywhere around the castle. Everyone here is so cheerful and kind. Spending time among them, I was able to forget the current hardships, even if momentarily.
That's really sweet.
I'm told the houses of Lurelin Village were built by shipwrights, so they're as sturdy as ships. Perhaps that is a tradition among fishing villages. The head of the village told me, however, that there are fewer and fewer shipwrights these days, and it may be challenging to rebuild if the existing homes were destroyed. Oh, the goddess statue of Lurelin Village. Here she is worshipped as the guardian of fishing. She has been enshrined in this location to keep watch over the docks. The villagers provide offerings of their catches each day. I noted a rather large pile of fresh fish and crabs placed at her feet.
See, that I find really interesting. I like the idea that every single part of Hyrule sees Hylia in a different way, depending on what their culture is. I think that's really, really nice. It really adds to the world building.
Occasionally, while out fishing, the fishers will find treasure chests that have sunk into the ocean floor. They enjoy playing a game wherein they attempt to guess the chest's contents. Everyone who plays takes the game quite seriously, as the rules include that guessing correctly means that person keeps whatever is inside the chest.
So you went to a party over the weekend and you were eyeing the cheesecake that they had with much food lust, but only end up finishing a slice your friend got. Appetite ain't what it used to be. Yeah, I feel like I am starting to struggle with that these days. I used to be able to eat. I just used to be able to eat and eat and eat and eat. But in recent years I have developed IBS and yeah, it doesn't make you as keen to eat as much as you used to. Right, while we're here, before I go, we're going to listen to some very nice tranquil music. I love the vibes here. The music really does sound like what you'd hear in like a resort hotel. Like you're on holiday in a sunny place and there's this cheerful music playing and it sounds really, really nice. Monty said, being skinny again is a nice bonus. Yeah, I've lost a fair bit of weight in the last few months and I do feel pretty good because of that. I think it has helped with the IBS as well, being not as chunky. Right, see you in a moment, Blunter. Sam said they give the statue fresh fish. Imagine the smell. Yeah, it probably doesn't smell too good after a little while. Wait, come in. Nah, I wanted him. Right, looks like there's another voice memory just south of here. On this very oddly shaped beach.
Cape Cressia is commonly referred to as Demon King's Claw, but nobody seems to know the origin of that name. Areas where evil spirits gather occasionally experience unique topographical shifts. I find myself wondering if this is such a place.
Now that is a really interesting bit of lore. I find the idea that the land itself can be shaped by evil really, really interesting. And you do see examples of that in other games, like Ocarina of Time. The area around Castletown, once Ganondorf takes over, it's gone from this like really lively town with a lush field behind it to this just awful hellscape. Yeah, it's interesting that this beach in particular is called out, considering what memory is here in Tears of the Kingdom. Not to spoil that game for those who haven't gotten to it yet. It's very much a story worth experiencing yourselves for the first time, I would say. You don't think you've come to this area yet in Tears. I came here really late in my playthrough. And I must say I was somewhat disappointed by what I found. But I'll get to that when I stream Tears of the Kingdom. For now the focus is on Breath of the Wild. You know what I forgot to do? I did not do the shrine in Lurelin Village. But I'm already too far gone now, so I'll come back to it. Also, the goddess statues seem somewhat aware of what's going on around them. Maybe that's why bad things happen to Lurelin in Tears of the Kingdom. Hylia was fed up of all the fish. Maybe. That's a pretty good theory, actually. Right, so I could find a raft and cross the ocean like you're meant to. Or I could cheese it and cross it with Cryonis. God, I missed Cryonis in Tears of the Kingdom. It's a very underappreciated rune. Oh, god damn it. Very easy to mess it up, though. You got there by gliding from a high place. I've definitely done that on at least one playthrough. And I do have a high-up shrine that I could glide from. But I wanted to use Cryonis. I just find it fun. Oh my god, I am... It's because Link keeps trying to dive off. He doesn't usually. Yeah, maybe if I do them a little bit closer, the diving won't kick in. There we go. I think I was spacing them too far apart. This is kind of therapeutic. Just nice and repetitive. This is a lot further than I thought it was. I may have underestimated how long this would take. Okay, you know what? I can probably swim the rest of the way. Actually, no, I'm not sure that I can. That's a lot further than it looks. If there's one thing I really hope the next 3D Zelda does, is its revamp just the water areas in general. Swimming in Breath of the Wild feels really sluggish and not fun. It's not as bad in Tears of the Kingdom, where you can make proper boats. But here, it's a real problem. Bring the Wind Waker boat back, yes. Honestly, I would kind of love an open-air game that's in the ocean like Wind Waker. Okay, I have made it to Eventide Island. It is time to begin one of the most infamous shrines of this game. Oh, I remember finding this place for the first time. Right, let's get naked. And Zelda has something to say while I run for my life.
I convinced a fisher from Lurelin village to take me to Eventide Island by boat. I've heard this island served as a final training ground for monks. I wonder what kind of rigorous trial awaited them here. Now, however, the island is overrun by monsters. I had no choice but to abandon going ashore.
Okay, nothing too interesting in that one. I think her voice memory for Hera in Tears of the Kingdom is a lot funnier. A lot funnier. I probably should have eaten before I made landfall. Oh my god, why are these not breaking? Also, that Octorok is really pissing me off. Okay, is the thunderstorm always here? Because it is really poorly timed. Is this island the one with the Link's Awakening references? Yes, it is. Taronbo Beach, that is an area in Link's Awakening, and Koholint Rock is a reference to Koholint Island. And the island has the same general shape as the one in Link's Awakening as well. Well, the artwork for it anyway, not the actual game itself. It's fairly square in the game itself. You should play Link's Awakening at some point. Yes, you really should. It is a really good game. Honestly, it is up there as one of my favourite Zelda games. I just love the vibes of the place, of the game. It's got a really just like quirky vibe to it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, you did buy it, so it would be a shame to waste that money. And like the only outdated thing about the Game Boy version is the UI, really. The actual dungeons and all the design itself really holds up, I would say. Okay, I remember where 2 of the balls are. I can't remember where the 3rd one is. Yeah, you had a lot of bad luck with buying stuff and then having it added to NSO. Oh my god, did he shoot me while he was falling to his death? No, there's another one, okay. I was gonna say. Right, I need to find somewhere to cook. Oh, fuck. Okay, that guy is a real problem. And I think there's one up there somewhere that I can't really see properly. Okay. Oh. Never mind. I walked into the fire and died. What a way to die. You assumed Nintendo would never be kind enough to redistribute the e-reader levels for Mario Advance 4 again. Yeah, that was probably a pretty good purchase. Oh! Fuck, are you kidding me? I've got to go all that way again. I don't mind redoing the island. That's fine. I accept that. But getting there? Oh.
Cry?
Yes, I am going to cry. Shit. Oh, there's a nice rainbow though, so that makes it all better. Hold on, I want a screenshot of that. That is really nice. I hope you guys enjoy seeing me use Cryonis over and over like this. I hope this is real thrilling gameplay for you. This is the kind of content you follow for, right? I fucking hate Octoroks in this game. They've gone from being fodder in the 2D games to being like elite snipers, and I hate it. Doing something the tedious way in a Zelda game wouldn't see you do that. Yeah, no, we wouldn't, would we? To be fair, you did it, and I am impressed at your perseverance. I would have given up long before you did. Hey, welcome back, Blunter. In Zelda 1, they may as well be elite snipers as well. Yeah, but that's because Link in Zelda 1 is slow as shit. He just can't move out of the way in time. They should have brought back the scary Zora. I would like to see them in 3D. I don't think we have before. Honestly, I would kind of like to see like a reimagined remake of Zelda 1. It could even be 3D. And we could see that sort of stuff, like enemy Zoras in 3D. A really barren overworld. I know a lot of people say Breath of the Wild is basically that, but it's not really. There's a lot of differences in structure between the two games. The closest to is A Link Between Worlds. Yes. Yeah, because they are 3D models in that game. And yes, it is the River Zora we're talking about. Yeah, the Lizalfos do kind of fit that role. I do find it really interesting that the Zoras went from being enemies to NPCs. Like, I wonder what in the development of Ocarina of Time prompted that. Because we kind of take it for granted now. Sexy fish. Yeah, someone on the Zelda team really has a thing for fish. And they have a lot of explaining to do. Okay, but speaking of people having a thing for things that they probably really shouldn't. Today at work, we basically discovered that there's a cheater in our game. And they've completed something that's only meant to be done 5 times, about 120 times. And we looked at their profile. And it turned out they've actually been interacting with user support a lot. And reporting bugs and stuff and requesting features. And one thing that they were really weirdly insistent about was that we should add something to do with snowmen. Our game doesn't really have anything to do with snowmen, but they were like, you should add snowmen. And so we looked up their in-game username. And we found their Instagram account. And the things the things that I saw on that Instagram account, there were a lot of very detailed, very, very muscular snowmen. And yeah, I cannot unsee what I've seen. It was yeah, it was something. It was really, really something. Drop the link. I think that might be breaching like my contract if I do that. It's like data privacy and that sort of thing. Data protection. Yeah, exactly. I can't exactly just name and shame them. But yeah, I was because we were just discussing, like, do we think they're cheating? Do we think there's actually a bug in the game? And then we were looking through their messages. And the reason why we found their Instagram account was because they sent their Instagram account to user support. So they were like, yeah, I really like this game. I'm going to share with them my not safe for work snowman pictures. What? Why? Why would you do that? What is wrong with you? The game I work on is a mobile match 3 game. Which it's not really my kind of thing, but it pays the bills. It is still game development work on my CV, so... And just the job is pretty cushy as well. They treat us really well. Yes, they were all male snowmen. Can we get a snow chat emote? If you convince Rin to make one, then sure. The logic of maybe if I show them how much I love snowman, they'll add something in for me. Yeah, maybe. Shit. All above the waist. Yeah, there was no, there were no snow dicks, thankfully. I think if I'd seen snow dicks, I would be a lot more disgusted than I am. When's she next opening commissions? Well, I don't know, actually. Would it be a carrot? Oh, no! Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, I don't want to eat a carrot now. It gives a new meaning to the word dickhead. Okay, here's orb number 1. Can't be that hard to find someone who posts muscular snowmen. I mean, hey, Blunter, if you want to, Oh my god. If you want to Google that, Blunter, you be my guest. Don't let anyone stop you. Is it just pictures of singular snow himbos, or are they engaged in acts? It was just singular. But there was one dressed as Cupid, and he had like a Cupid's arrow he was going to fire at someone. Yeah, it was very bizarre. it was not what I was expecting to see when I went into work this morning. It's about the greatest thing you could have heard tonight. Yeah, what's extra crazy is that I was looking back through his messages, and like the collection feature that I've been working on for the past 6 months, he was one of the first people to suggest that we should do that sort of thing. So this really annoying feature that's been the bane of my life for half a year, he essentially is the reason for it. So yeah, he's ruined my life twice now. He gave me work to do. Yeah, work that I didn't want to do, but yeah, he gave me it. I should commission him for stream art. No, I don't think I will. Raid emote is snow himbos. See, the thing is, if I did that, I feel like I'd have to explain it every single time I raided someone. We don't have a raid message, let alone an emote. Yeah. Yep, that is exactly true. Yeah, that said, imagine raiding. I don't do it as much as I would like. Like, on a Wednesday, because I have to get up for work the next day, I don't usually tend to have the energy to do so. And then on a Saturday, I sometimes just forget. Like, I don't really tend to think about it when I'm finishing stream. Okay, there's a Hinox somewhere around here. And yes, he has the next orb. Yeah, me too, Ben. It's like when I'm ending, I'm thinking about what am I going to do after stream. I'm also usually thinking, God, I really need a shit. Okay, I am going to try and steal the orb from this guy. Because it is technically possible. Just got to be really sneaky. And get on his hand. The fact that you can get on his hand like this is really cool. I'll take that, thank you. Yeah, Blunter, that was the first time I ever successfully pulled that off. Usually I mess it up and wake them up. Thank you very much. I'm quite proud of it. Ah, shit. Didn't quite get him in time. Right, I will, never mind. I was gonna take that. Right, fucking drop it. Drop it. Right, you fucking drop that stick right now. Thank you. That is my stick now. Oh, shit. Right, enjoy your swim. I hear it's good for you. Okay, the question is... where did the ball go? Okay, it's not back down there. Did the choo-choo explosion knock it off? Oh shit, you might be right. Yeah, I fear that you may be right, Sam. Does it get highlighted if I turn on stasis? Yes, it probably should do. Oh, it's down there. Okay, yeah. It must have got knocked off and then it rolled all the way back down. Okay, one more to go. And I'm pretty sure both the sphere and the pedestal are up here. So far, this has gone relatively smoothly. Touch wood. Don't want to jinx it. Oh shit, I don't have any arrows. You do not see me. Turn around. Turn around. Yeah, I see the sphere, I see the pedestal. Fuck! Oh, I fucked it. Okay, he's gone, he's dead. I forgot they could do that! Ow, shit. I forgot they could pick the bokoblins up. This poor guy is just getting chucked around. Oh, Jesus. Hold on, where did that arrow land? Yeah, if you want to fire another one, mate. Ah, there we go. Killed him with his own arrow. How humiliating that must be. Okay, there we go. That is the final sphere. Which means it's time for the shrine. Yeah, I really enjoy Eventide Island. I think it's a really, really nice challenge. I find Breath of the Wild is one of those games where it's really easy. It's really hard at the beginning. But then the more gear you get, the more stuff you get, it starts to become really easy. And Eventide kind of strips all that back away. And it makes you play as you would at the start of the game again. And I'm glad that they did more of that sort of thing in Tears of the Kingdom with those shrines. Even if they were a lot easier. Not that it's given me too much trouble today. But I remember on my first playthrough it took quite a few goes to beat Eventide. Could you imagine if you did all of that and then it wasn't a blessing shrine? Ooh, very nice. Okay, one more spirit orb. And I think I can get the Master Sword. And there is a shrine in Korok Forest. But I do need to visit a goddess statue beforehand, so I think I'll head back to Lurelin and do that shrine. I think that's probably the way to do it. And then I can use the goddess statue there. Right, while I'm fast travelling, I need to refill my drink. I mean, to be fair, Ben, I probably would be like, yeah, more puzzles as well, because I do enjoy the puzzles quite a bit. I have my issues with the shrines. The puzzles are not one of those issues. There's the shrine that I missed. Somehow waltzed right past it.
Yes, Uni's the boss.
She is indeed. Oh, I do love Uni. I wish I had my own Uni in real life. If anyone knows where I can get one, do let me know. Yeah, someday. If only. We can only dream. Or a Nia. I'd take a Nia as well. It's probably too greedy to ask for both. You've got to be someone's fourth best friend. Okay. Weight puzzles, okay. Should be simple enough. I really miss the quality of life from Tears of the Kingdom, where you don't have to keep manually doing this every time you get a new weapon. You read somewhere that it's theoretically possible to genetically engineer cat girls. I need to look into that. Did I say I'd want a Mio? I mean, I like Mio. I think she's really cute. She has a great design, and I think she's a great character. But when it comes to the Zeno ladies, I do prefer the sassier ones, like Uni and Nia. Mio's a bit too nice. Yeah, I said Nia. I mean, there's been plenty of jokes about my my taste in women, from what I've revealed on streams. Right, I think I needed to bring that chest with me. Yeah, so that's... I should have waited until I was on it. So we'll pop that there. Let's grab that. What was it I was saying when Lilith was on screen the other day? Mummy, I believe. I believe was the exact word I used. Look, all it is I just call it a toxic trait. But I've been out with a few people who they were just nice. They were nice people, and they were really sweet, and I found it really boring, which is not a good thing. But it is how I am. It's how I'm wired. The thing is, I show my appreciation and my like for people by kind of like bantering and bullying them and joking with them. And sometimes when they're like too nice and too sweet, it's you just can't really do that in the same way. It just feels like you're being mean if they don't give it back. Okay, that should be 13. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. I'm good to go. It's time to go get the Master Sword. Are you really close with someone if you're not being an absolute dick to them? Exactly, yeah. I mean, that's probably part of why I argue with Joe so much. Okay, this will be an interesting moment. It will be interesting to see if I remember how to solve the Lost Woods. Because it has been about 4 years since I've done it. Hey, Monty, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your dog walk. I wish I had a dog myself, but I don't really have the space for one right now, unfortunately. We also argue about things that don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Hey, don't you dare suggest that this shit is not important. Anyway, Zelda's got a voice memory. If my app would like to... There we go.
Great Hyrule Forest is a sacred place where spirits reside. Only by following the wind's guidance can a traveler make their way through. The guidance is only offered up to a chosen few by the spirits themselves. Those who do not receive this blessing of wind will quickly find that they are right back where they started. It's easy to see how this grove came to be called the Lost Woods.
Okay, so Zelda has reminded me how you solve this. Unfortunately, I do not have any wooden weapons, so that could be a problem. Now, one thing I do look forward to in every Zelda game is seeing how they interpret the Lost Woods and what kind of puzzle they choose to go with. Because we've had all kinds of different versions of this, and it's always really cool. I think this one in particular I like, because it plays into the idea of like wind being a system in the game, which I feel like a lot of other Zelda games don't really do anything like that. Okay, so you're wanting me to go this way. Zelda 1's version is obviously the best. I mean, you joke, but it did kind of set the standard for what to expect. So it's still very important. Okay, so everything's sending me this way. I'm not sure if Zelda 2 does have one. Because obviously Zelda 2's map is like an expanded version of Zelda 1's. And Zelda 1 is really small on Zelda 2's map. So yeah, I don't know if it would actually be able to fit the Lost Woods onto its map. It'd probably be like 1 tile wide. I would like to see them revisit that idea though. Like, I really like the idea of Hyrule being this, like, small bit of land in the middle of, like, a massive continent. And I'd like to see more of that continent. I'd like to see a modern take on what Zelda 2 did. Because we've had so many Zelda games now. We've had so many that are set in Hyrule, they reuse the same landmarks. And especially after Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which literally had the exact same map, I think it would be a good way to shake it up. Also, game, what are you talking about? That is where the wind was telling me to go. Don't you be telling me that was a failure. Anyway, while I'm trying to navigate this, let's listen to some music.
Daruk's protection is now ready to roll.
I really love the vibe of the Lost Woods. It's very mysterious. It is a bit repetitive, but I think it just kind of adds to the mystery of the place and the spookiness of the place. I particularly like the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity rendition of it, which was playing on the start screen earlier. I would definitely give that one a listen if you haven't heard it. It adds a nice guitar to it that gives it a bit more of a melody. But it meshes really, really well with the overall piece. Anyway, speaking of vibes that I adore, welcome to the lag-free version of Korok Forest. Let's listen to the music. I absolutely adore Korok Forest. It is gorgeous. I love the light, the way the light comes in through the trees like that. The Koroks are adorable. I love how they all hide as you walk towards them. It's so cute. And the music is just so cutesy and lovely. It makes me feel so relaxed and at home. But I always did have an issue with it. It was really choppy on the Switch version of Breath of the Wild. And as soon as I got the Switch 2 edition, I was like, right. First place I'm going, Korok Forest. And it just feels so nice to be here now. It is weird seeing it this smooth. Anyway, Zelda's got some stuff to say.
Great Hyrule Forest is a sacred place where spirits reside. Only by following the wind's guidance can a traveler make their way through. The guidance is only offered up to a chosen few by the spirit.
That is the same one that I was just listening to. It's this one.
When I heard Father announce that the knight chosen by the sword that seals the darkness was Link, I felt anything but calm inside. Whenever I hear that name, an anxiousness sets in. Even more challenging are my feelings of envy toward him. I wonder if there will ever be a day when I can look him in the eyes.
So that kind of connects to her overall arc and the actual memories in the game. That's pretty cool.
The great Deku Tree watches over the sword that seals the darkness. I also view this tree as a mentor, in a sense. When the knight was chosen to wield the darkness-sealing sword, I felt nearly overcome by my feelings. But the great Deku Tree offered me words of wisdom in that moment, encouraging me not to give up, and that I had my own path to follow. Those words provide comfort to me still.
It is nice to see the relationship between Zelda and the Deku Tree expanded on. Because the game, both this and Tears of the Kingdom, do give the sense that they've known each other for a while, but they don't really delve any more into it than that. Right. There it is. For the first of many, many times in the next few years, let's pull the Master Sword. Although, actually, I suppose it's the second, isn't it? Because I did Hyrule Warriors as well.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
Who is that? Did I doze off again? Well. It's you. You finally decided to return. Better late than never. After 100 years, I'd nearly given up hope on seeing you again. Even my patience has limits, you know. That look on your face tells me that you have no recollection of me, however. I have watched over Hyrule since time immemorial. Many have referred to me over the ages as the Deku Tree. That is the weapon created by the ancient goddess. The sword that seals the darkness that only the chosen knight can wield against the Calamity Ganon. Believe it or not, it was actually you who wielded that sword 100 years ago. But I must warn you to take extreme caution. The sword stands as a test to anyone who would dare attempt to possess it. As you are now, I cannot say whether you are worthy or not. If you sought to free the sword in any sort of weakened state, you would surely lose your life where you stand. Best of luck, young one.
If you hope to pull the sword from its resting place, you must use your true strength. Let us see whether or not you currently possess said power. Right, I need to dress the part. I need to put on the full green. Actually, no. We'll go for the champion outfit. Also, the Koroks in that cutscene. They're so cute! They're so cute, I want to die. Okay. Here we go. It's the big moment.
Your master will come for you. Until then, you shall rest safely here. Although the slumber of restoration will most certainly deprive him of his memories, please trust me when I say that I know he will arrive before you yet again.
If I may be so bold, what is it that you are planning to do next, Princess?
The Master Sword. I heard it speak to me. It seems that my role is unfinished. There is still something I must do.
I sense there is great strength in your dedication.
Great Dekutri, I ask of you, when he returns, can you please relay this message? Tell him
Now then. Words intended for him would sound much better in the tones of your voice, don't you think?
Yes.
What you just saw happened where you stand 100 years ago. After you were separated from the sword, the princess thought to bring it here, where she knew that it would be safe under my watch. She continues to fight, trapped deep within the confines of Hyrule Castle. Her heart cascades with faith that you will return. She has a smile like the sun. I would do much to feel its warmth upon me once again.
There we go. The Master Sword is mine at long last. That blade has a name. It is the Master Sword. When used against Calamity Ganon, or those tainted by his malice, it will become suffused with holy light. At such times, the true power of the sword will manifest. But be warned, do not rely too much on its power. If you wield it without need, its power will be exhausted and it will no longer be of use to you. Should this happen, you must wait for the sword to recover. It would be rash to rely on this sword alone to defeat Ganon. I suggest you free the Divine Beast before facing him. So, I really like how they've implemented the Master Sword in Breath of the Wild. In basically every other Zelda game, it's a critical, important part of the plot. You do your first 3 dungeons, you get your 3 plot MacGuffins, you get the sword. It's a cool moment, it's a cool upgrade, but, you know, you don't really have to do any extra work for it, it just kind of happens to you. Whereas in Breath of the Wild, it's kind of just out of the way. You have to come and deliberately set out to find it yourself. And I wouldn't want that in every single Zelda game going forward, but for a game like this, that is all about freedom, I think that works really, really well. As for how it's implemented gameplay-wise, I mean, I'm not super happy with it, but I think they did the best that they could. Obviously, they couldn't just give you an unbreakable weapon because it would break the entire durability system. And while I'm not entirely convinced of the merits of that system these days, I basically get what they were going for, and I get why the Master Sword is the way it is. I think it doesn't take too long to recharge, and it's nice to have a reliable weapon in your back pocket. And the sword beams are nice. And I do like that it powers up in important fights, like against Guardians, against Ganon, in the Divine Beast, stuff like that. Makes it feel a bit more powerful. And yes, Ben, it is a really, really nice detail that the flowers here line up with A Link to the Past. That is a super cute reference, and I'm glad that they did that. Sam said, what do you plan on doing next? She needs to take a bath before doing anything else. Yeah, she was looking a bit grubby, wasn't she? And then Ben said, guys, I think Ben likes the Koroks. What gives you that idea? What makes you think? What makes you think that I like Koroks? You know, I totally bought this one because I don't like them. He's been hiding in the background of my streams for 5 years now, so and he will always continue to be there. And whenever I do any like edited video as well, should that happen in the future, he will be hidden in anything that is remotely live action. You can see me, he's there somewhere. They should have made it unbreakable, but maybe make it harder to get. Yeah, that may have been a better balance. I just don't know. Considering, while it is hidden, it is still essentially main story. So I can see why they didn't want to hide it too much. Make it too hard to get. Korok Trials, I do not plan on doing. Some of those shrines are really, really annoying. But I will at least do the main shrine here so that I can fast travel back and redeem some Korok Seeds between streams. I think the breakable weapons are a core part of the game's design, and were the weapons not breakable, I think the game would be vastly different and probably worse. Yeah, I do agree. I kind of stand in the middle. Like, I absolutely get the complaints. It can be really, really unsatisfying to work really hard to get a cool weapon and then to have it break. But you do kind of need that system to balance the game. Because if you were to find just a really powerful weapon right away and it didn't break, like, the game would just not be a challenge anymore at all. It is a really tricky problem to solve in an open world. And I think Breath of the Wild solved it as best as it could, considering how many other new systems and stuff it was also doing. Right, so this one. This is about constellation counting, isn't it? So, that one with 3. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. See you in a moment, Sam. I assume you're probably doing something with your cat, so say hello to Cookie for me. Right, this double one next. So I see 1, 2, 3. I think it's just those 3. And then this really, really complicated looking one. There's one of those. And then the long one, I see two of those. On my first playthrough, it took me so long to figure out what I was meant to do in this one. Like, genuinely, it just completely stumped me. And looking back, I feel like such an idiot. Okay, now I've got to remember how you get the chest in here. You definitely had to look this one up to get someone to help you. Yeah, I think I ended up looking up how to do this one. Hey, Joe. Welcome on in. You fell asleep. Bro is live at 23:07. Yeah, I started late today because I had a dinner thing with work. So I'm going a little bit later than I usually would. Although I won't be live for much longer. I think I'm going to finish this shrine and then finish up. Okay, so there are 4... Right, I'm gonna write this down in case the gate closes while I'm shifting these around. So there's 4 of the short ones. Of the double ones, there are 2. The complicated ones, there are 2, and then the long ones, there's just the 1. So 4, 2, 2, 1. But yeah, how are you doing today, Joe? Still need to finish the DLC for this game. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the DLC for this game, to be honest with you. I think the dungeon that you unlock at the end of it is really good, but the process of unlocking it I found quite tedious. And it didn't really play to the game's strengths. Which I think is a problem that a lot of games DLC falls into sometimes. Been a long day, you were up at 6 AM and then you got home around 8, so you collapsed in bed. Yeah, that is a really bloody long day. I don't blame you for falling asleep. How is Static? Your favourite part of the DLC might be the fact that the t-shirt is still a Switch one on the Wii U. Yes. Yeah, I do find that funny. She's good. She's been shouting at you for sleeping. Well, I mean, if you dare sleep instead of looking after her, I think it's only fair. I think it's only fair. I still need to finish Tears 2. You get choice paralysis with that one. Oh. Oh, I think this is the DLC kicking in. Yeah, you do seem to have a lot of games on your plate, Joe. You need to come up with a system to get through them all. Yeah, I am not doing the Master Trials this time. No way. Not a chance. In fact, I have definitely settled that I won't be doing the DLC at all on this playthrough. Just because I don't really have time, and I've streamed the whole thing before, so... If you want to watch that, the VODs are on my VOD channel. They're in the 2021 folder on there. So just go check them out if that interests you. Right, I'm going to do one redeem with Hestu, just so we can see him. It's you! We meet again! What's with the silent treatment? Don't you remember me? I'm the musician of Korok Forest, Hestu. I'm impressed you found your way through the Lost Woods and made it here. So have you brought me any Korok seeds? I sure hope so. Let's go for the weapon stash. Let's get ready to enjoy this. Oh, Joe, you are absolutely right. I would love a Hestu amiibo. Right, okay. On that note, I do believe it is time to finish up the... Oh my god. No, I don't care about Trial of the Swords. It's twice now it's interrupted me. Okay, we can watch the Koroks be cute. They are so cute. I'm so glad they brought them back from Wind Waker. Right, okay, so before I was so rudely interrupted, as I was saying, that is where I'm going to call it for today's stream. I feel like that was pretty productive. I got the two main things that I wanted to get done. And yeah, in just under 2 hours as well, so that's pretty nice. I was a little worried that by cutting out the extra hour that I would have had today that I wouldn't have time to do everything, but I did. Next time, on Breath of the Wild, I will be heading to Divine Beast number 3. And once again, I am not going to tell you guys in advance which one it is. You will find out on the day. I do like to keep it a surprise. I like to keep you guys in suspense, keep you guessing. Although, there's only 2 left, so you've got a 50-50 shot either way. Right, okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. So, I will not be live this weekend as I am busy. A friend of mine is getting married later in the year, so I'm going for a suit fitting because I'm one of the groomsmen. It's pretty important. I'm pretty honoured to be taking part, so yeah, I'm going to be busy all day Saturday. So I will next be live next Wednesday. That will be with some Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. I'll be going through more of the adventure mode, doing more of the yellow missions. And then the weekend after that, I will be back with more Breath of the Wild. Alright then, guys. Have a good one. And I'll see you later. Bye!